I am not a perfectionist. In fact, I am an imperfectionist, and I have found it to be the secret to getting a whole lot of stuff done. Not perfectly, but consistently. So if you're finding that you're spending time doing things the best way, maybe so much so that you never actually do them, and it's keeping you from the life that you actually wanted, keep watching as I share with you several things that I'm doing really, really imperfectly for the sake of balance and margin in my life. Number one, I have a clean enough house. So for example, I vacuum my carpet every Monday, but I don't vacuum my stairs except about once a month. I have a mopping robot and it does a decent job of cleaning my floors. And so I only mop my own floors once a quarter. I also vacuum my floors and then mop them the following day. So I'm not working with a perfectly debris-free floor, and it still works out just fine. My house is not catastrophically dusty, and I really don't care that much, I suppose, if it is. And so I only dust quarterly as well. I do certain tasks on certain days. So if my bathrooms look messy on Mondays, I let it ride until Wednesday when I'm actually set to clean them. Housework is always a task that needs doing, and I don't need that kind of pressure to feel like I have to touch things up all the time. Number two, I keep food very, very simple. Healthy eating and food sensitivities are both an issue in our household, so I can't completely outsource this or simplify this to the point that I am just purchasing food straight from the grocery store. But I do try to simplify it as much as possible to make this sustainable for me. I make 2 meals every single week. I spend less than 75 minutes prepping both of them, and I also make lunch and snacks for myself and my son for the week. I usually go out to eat once a week, and so this allows us to eat the same meal about 3 times, and I crave convenience over variety, and so this works just fine for me. I do stupid easy meals in this 75 minutes of meal prep because they can't be that creative when you need to make basically 3 of them. Like browning ground beef or searing chicken on the stovetop is honestly like more effort than I could bear. So I'm doing things like sheet pan meals, throwing meat in the crock pot, putting something on the grill, very easy meals so that the bar is very low for entry into having healthy food prepared for my family each week. Because I cook both meals on the same day, I virtually eliminate all time in the kitchen other than basically just reloading the dishwasher and unloading it from the day's dishes. And I have loved that. This still allows my family to gather for a meal together on a very regular basis, but without the inconvenience of having to decide on what we're having, plan it, get groceries for it, and cook it every single night. I use frozen produce whenever it makes sense. So frozen chopped onions are like my signature move. They really are. I use them always. If you have to chop an actual onion, I'm out. I use steam in a bag veggies, both to add a veggie side to a dish, but I also will add nice flavorings to them. I'll toss those on top of a salad. I will put them on a sheet pan and roast them so that I can have veggie sides without the inconvenience of having to chop and wash and prepare all of those veggies. I use frozen cubed potatoes or sweet potatoes in soups when they are called for, rather than cutting them up and peeling them myself. I use frozen chopped bell peppers and frozen bell pepper strips in various soups and crock pot meals so that I don't have to do that prep myself. And all of this is not only economical, but it's also super time saving and saves so much headache in the kitchen. I am not packing my child's lunch to impress any other teacher, mom, or child. And so I made a list at the beginning of the school year of foods that my child actually eats. So things like bell pepper strips and snow peas and berries and apple slices, and he likes sandwiches and slices of pizza, and those are the things that I make for him for lunch. I don't get super creative, but I'm still able to provide him with a healthy meal that he actually eats. And number 3, laundry, the task that just never does end because you're wearing your next load. It is cruel, isn't it? I keep this very simple. I do not sort. I do a load whenever I have one. I fold only what I absolutely must fold, so things like socks and pajamas and children's clothing all just get thrown directly into a drawer. Oh, nothing that is so precious that it cannot go into the dryer or requires a bunch of ironing. The only person who gets ironed for is my son. His uniform shirts get ironed. Other than that, I'm skipping that, let me tell you that much. I hope this list has given you some ideas of things that you can do imperfectly as well. If you needed permission from a stranger on the internet, I hope I granted it. And I would love to hear from you and learn from you in the comments. What are you keeping simple in your home?